taking the break. That's why I say, like, after this game, we can still take the break, and then we can announce something
Okay,
secret.
so the origin is if player 1 wins game 1,
yeah,
and player 2 wins game 2, then the series can go either way, kind of like a rubber band. At least that's what Yahoo Answers
like a rubber
says.
band.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna go bring up how do you call these flip machines?
Pinball?
Yeah, a pinball. I thought you were gonna bring a pinball reference, but no. So a rubber band can go either way, so can the rubber match. I'm a little bit disappointed by the origin of this saying.
Yeah, well, I don't know that it's necessarily correct. I'm still digging.
Well, everything you read on the internet is correct.
It may have originated in England in the late 1500s and was used in reference to lawn bowling. The term was later used in card games like bridge.
Don't you think that's amazing that something started in the 1500s and right here in 2013 we're talking about Snute versus Hyun in the rubber match?
It's still used. It's
the guy who brought it up.
That's the beauty of English. The third game of a bridge match is called the rubber match. So, third game in a best of 3.
If you talk about like your ancestors being hipsters, if you're someone related to the guy who invented the word rubber match, he was way ahead of the meta.
Well, I would say by a pretty substantial margin.
By a couple of generations. By a couple is probably like, I don't know.
But I mean,
16,
somewhere
17?
somebody invented the English language. So you want to talk about ahead of the meta? It's like I'm going to make up words that people are going to use for thousands of years.
And you're going to describe these things because I call it this way. And later on, people are going to be offended by some words that I think sound funny. It is funny, man. Hyun is, of course, our red Zerg spawning on the right top side of the Relic Watcher in our final game of the day, or better said as the rubber match.
You know, I didn't realize that the rubber match only applies to the third game in a best of 3. It would be incorrect to call the 7th game in a best of 7 the rubber match.
Today we learned. Not bad. At the end of the broadcast.
Learning is always happening, Kev. There's a new wrinkle in our brains.
I feel smarter already. We saw a slightly more economic opening from Hyun, but I don't think it's going to change a whole lot. Man, Snute is going to morph his drone into the extractors. Curious to see if Hyun is going to go with the style that he displayed us to us last game once more. It kind of looks like it, unless he just takes his extractor very late on purpose to confuse us.
I think the internet is so amazing. The fact that we can sit down and look that up and find that out in just a matter of seconds.
I think the internet is amazing, but it also took away a lot of excitement of life. Like, things as scary stories from your friends. It's not really scary anymore, because as soon as they tell you something scary, then you could just look it up, and there is a Wikipedia page about it, why it's not true. Yeah, this is true, right?
Do you remember encyclopedias?
No, but you know, also, like, it used to be very exciting to travel to a place, because you have no idea how it's going to look, and now you just, like, typing the city name in Google.
I'm thinking 15 years ago, before... How long have we had the internet? I guess we probably had it 15 years ago.
Yes.
But I remember as a child, my grandfather bought me a set of encyclopedias so that I could gain knowledge. And I think back on that, and I'm just remembering how useless most of the information was in those encyclopedias. I don't think they would have told me the definition of rubber match, for instance.
Yeah, that's true, but it doesn't mean that the internet has also taken away a lot of excitement about things. Because like you would have before you went to the places you traveled to, you had absolutely no idea what to expect, because you knew so little about it other than what you learned in school. But nowadays you just type it in Google and you find everything. I think the internet has destroyed a lot of my...
You should stop using it.
No, I don't think so. I think I kind of dig the internet in many other ways, man. It's a great way of entertainment. Snute is going to try to scout. Snute has still no idea. Let's focus on the final game of the day, man. We're almost there. It's been a long ride, but it's been a very fun ride. And a big shout out, of course, to all of our people that are still watching. You guys are true troopers. Still no guesses, man, for Hyun. So Hyun's going to do the exact same thing as we saw him do on Frost. Once more, there's $300 on the line and a couple of WCS points, and of course a seed in Premier League. Now, it is completely possible that Premier League changes next season, but it doesn't mean that this match is going to be useless. The opposite is true, even. This match will be far from useless, as there will always be some way to reward the players that were still currently in Premier League.
This time, instead of a Roach timing, I would like to see Hyun do a 1-1 Zergling timing. I think that would
definitely spice things up.
Very cool.
I agree. I would like that as well.
One of my favorite series of all time is still Hyun versus Violet from MLG, I think it was Anaheim, where they both played Zergling Ultra on
I'm sure it wasn't the IPL.
Or no, maybe it was Violet versus Leenock. It was Violet versus Leenock, damn it. Oh well.
That's what
it was still one of my favorite ZVZs.
Even if the players right. That's awesome, man.
It was exciting.
I believe you.
And they fought with like 24 Ultras between them at the 6 o'clock expansion. And Leenock won.
44 drones on the moment for Hyun against 33 from Snute. So Snute's going to kind of have to make something happen. He does have 20 links out on the map, and he will be able to keep Hyun on 2 bases for a while. But Hyun is completely fine with that. Good wall up there as well. Gets the queens in the right position. He's not going to take any damage from these links. Of course, Snute's third hatchery is already underway, so Snute will be able to play catch-up when it comes to workers. But still, I think so far Hyun is completely okay with how this game has unfolded. And I think this time he's going to attack quicker, man. I feel it. He has exactly 50 workers.
He's making a lot of roaches.
Once more double evolution chamber. It's a mirror image from Frost.
Exact same build.
And Snute's pretty much doing the exact same thing as well. Still on 1 evolution chamber. Researching armor before attack. Getting a lot of additional drones. Roach Warren obviously it's kind of lining up with the layer. Beautiful timing there. So he's going to be able to research speed immediately if he wants to. And will Hyun be able to keep his third base alive this time, Ben?
He's going to leave some units there.
I think he will.
So he's not going to fall for the same tomfoolery that got him in trouble on Frost.
Perhaps that's why he's doing this. He wants to show that this build is good and that he got unlucky losing the third base. Or just didn't pay attention.
He's also been consistent with his roach production. He hasn't done done something silly like make a wave of drones as he prepares for his 1-1 timing. That said, I think Snute's still going to be just... Ooh, maybe not. He's 13 roaches
It's going to be a big roach against roach advantage. There's a little bit of larva saved up for Snute though. As we can see that Snute has 7 larvae available, and I think a lot of it will hatch soon. We see 6 roaches in production immediately. Already droning up behind this. I think this is kind of risky. If Hyun wants to get aggressive, which I do feel that I think he wants to do this time.
I think he kind of forgot roach speed. I think it started late.
Oh wow. You are right.
Which is going to make the timing harder to hit.
Unless the layer was super late, but there's no way, right? When you're on 2 bases, his layer is quicker than the layer of Snute. So I think you're completely right, man. I think if we got the roach speed.
Lings do manage to run past up into the main base, so you're going to see kind of what's up. So Snute will be even more able to prepare for the impending roach aggression. Picked off a couple of drones with the run by. That was nice.
80 army supply against 58, but we all know that it's hard to cross the map when you're playing roaches against roaches. Of course, the reinforcements are going to be a lot quicker for Snute as well. Yeah, he should have a slight larva advantage because he had his hatch a little longer. He still has a head in drones as well, but he needs more roaches than he currently has. Army supply, he's down 24, and it's going to be hard to make the difference.
A lot more are hatching. Roach speed's also finishing up in time, so here comes Hyun. It is 37 roaches to 29. The spine crawlers are going to be instrumental in this defense.
Beautiful position so far by Snute as well. There are even queens in the mix.
Joining the fray. They're going to be able to transfuse some roaches. Man, Snute's position is so good, though. Hyun's going to go ahead and initiate the fight. Here come those transfusions. Spine crawlers, so key. Great position from Snute. Spine covered by all the roaches. I don't think this is going to work, Kevin. Snute's got so many roaches, and Hyun is having to fight against the damage output of that spine crawler. All the transfuse energy has been spent. Wow. What a great defense from Liquid Snute, a.k.a. Yoshi Liquid Snute, a.k.a. Yen's the Roach Destroyer.
Snute is showing us once more that he's absolutely still got it, just in case someone was wondering about Snute when we haven't seen too much of him. He had a reasonable run at the open bracket at IEM New York. I guess that's the only way to describe it. Unfortunately, I think he lost in the final round. He had lost against 2 Koreans. But he was able to defeat the Muslim and I believe Sasquatch as well.
Now Snute's going to push right back. It looks like there's going to be enough units from Hyun to hold this. But it will certainly force him to produce even more roaches. As we see both players reloading with 16, 17 roaches for Hyun, about 10 on the way for Snute. Snute's also going to add in a couple more drones.
And this is kind of like the meme that they made, or not really the meme, but the graphic they once posted on Reddit, where like a bunch of roaches run across the map and pushing the one side back, and then the other side is coming back, and they're just throwing acid at each other.
Yep. Snute continues to throw that acid at Hyun. But Hyun has amassed enough units that Snute will have to fall back.
Yeah, completely even in upgrades right now. It's 1-1 on either side, but Snute is still on single evolution chamber, while Hyun is on a double evolution chamber. And we can see that he's starting both upgrades at the same time, so maybe there will be a small opportunity later in this game for Hyun to once more fight with a minor upgrade advantage. Either way, it's gonna be hard. Like Snute just had a fantastic haul. If we take a look at the units lost there, most of the units that were lost throughout the entire game for Hyun were roaches, and we shouldn't forget that Snute made like 20 to 20 something links. So you can clearly see that Snute has killed more roaches than Hyun did.
Snoot's build just appears to be
maybe
a
not
little
that
bit better,
clearly,
yeah.
but he did.
Just a little bit better. He had a little more money, and he had a little more ability to defend. Of course, attacking in ZVZ can be dangerous.
Hydras then is on the way now as well for Snute. That's the first time we're seeing that in this series.
He'll probably max out on roaches first, though. He's all the way up to 182 supply.
Certainly because he knows Hyun is so active as well with all his roaches. You don't really want to take a risk.
Yep.
I don't think Hyun is ever going to fight before 2-2 is ready, though. That's like the only advantage he can create for himself. He's still down in supply. Not by a whole lot.
Hyun's making Banelings now. This is really cool.
Something we saw Sendu, right, in Premier League?
We've seen this before. It's been showing up a little bit in some Korean games also.
Yeah, I've seen it. Fungal Grove definitely shuts it down pretty hard.
Yeah. But against Hydras, it's very good because you have to micro against it, and that just causes the roaches to be way more effective for your opponent. Snoot's going to attack into Hyun, and it looks like Hyun's got a far superior position. We'll see how it ends up playing out.
Queen's in the back helping out a little bit as well with a couple of transfusions, and they're still dealing quite a bit of damage. Reinforcements have arrived for Snute, though. Where are the reinforcements for Hyun?
He's got 15 roaches in production. Did Snute just overrun Hyun? It's hard to believe. Drones once more being pulled. This is just like a mirror image.
Yeah, and at the same time, again, Hyun is having a couple of roaches on the other side of the map, which are dealing great damage. But if he's not able to clean up this army, this time it's a lot closer, though, and I think he will be able to stabilize.
He does actually defend this time, and it was an expensive loss for Hyun. He lost 14 drones. Oh, man.
And he killed 2.
It was not enough damage.
But he will have an upgrade advantage. He actually has an upgrade advantage right now.
30 supply. And Snoot's going to bounce back with Hydras, and that's going to make his army just so vastly superior. What
a great attack, a great moment to strike for Snute. And what a great engagement again. I really kind of felt it was going Hyun's way with the queens in the back, a couple of transfusions, but suddenly reinforcements came out of nowhere.
Wondering if we're going to see that swell of lings for the Baneling supplement.
I think Hyun is a little shocked after that fight, and I'm not sure if he wants to commit to Banelings.
He's instead going to make 16 more roaches.
He's going to research Burrow as well, but Snute pretty much always has an overseer on top of his army.
That'd be easy. Go home.
The overseer is sleepy. You saw that?
Do you think overseers have better vision than eagles?
Of course not.
They don't enjoy the same kind of freedom.
No.
They're controlled by the overmind.
Yeah.
Eagles are controlled only by their ambition for freedom and fish.
They really do like fish. I mean, Hydras are amazing, man, but it still comes down to the engagement as well. If the roaches are somehow able to connect with the Hydras, then Hydras can fall surprisingly quick too, even before they're able to do that great damage that they of course have potential to. So even though you're going to like Snoot's position, and Snute has been taking absolutely fantastic fights, and we take a look at Unit's lost resources, actually it is closer than I imagined, but Hyun did lose a little more.
600 resources different. Here's 30 lings. Kevin, 30 Banelings are going to render Snoot's army obsolete.
And if those Banelings are able to connect with the Hydras, that completely changed everything as well.
It's all about the timing. Will Hyun get the Banelings out, or is Snute going to hit at the critical moment? Oh gosh, this is scary.
I mean, Snute won't rush into an engagement, so I think there will be...
Hyun cannot fight before these Banelings are ready. He does not want to fight before these Banelings are ready.
Baneling speed as well. It's going to take 5 more seconds. Banelings might be ready soon, but Baneling speed is not ready yet.
Snute is taking his time as well. Here we go. Banelings are done. And here comes Hyun. The Banelings are in the back, though. And they will come crashing through. Will it be enough? Hydra's forced to micro. They're all going to melt away.
Wow, what a great engagement for Hyun. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough, though, but I loved what I saw.
Oh, I think it's more than enough. The Roaches vastly outnumbering, and Hyun will collapse on the remainder of Snoot's army, and Baneling's looking so good. Roach
and again, at the same time, he has roaches killing...
24 drones
Where
killed.
do these roaches always come from, Ben? I never see them make their way across the map, but suddenly during a fight, they're there.
I'm guessing they have warp in.
That's the way I'm feeling. Insane. Wow, that was such a great engagement, Hyun. I love how he was making room for his own Banelings as well by clicking his roaches around the army. And then he wiggled the Banelings inside of those Hydras. So many of them died immediately. Absolutely great connections by Hyun. And what a great engagement. That was just Zerg art.
I feel like the last time we saw this work, it was also against Snute. Was it Sin versus Snute?
No, because if that would have been the case, Sen wouldn't have been here. But yeah, no, was it Lucky? Snute versus Lucky? I mean, it wasn't Derelict.
I feel like Snute lost to this once before. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it might have been Lucky.
Hyun's on the move, Kev. 182 supply of pure Roach against 140 supply from Snute. And you know what? It's going to be tough. 55 Roaches to 44. No more Banelings. Just Roach on Roach action. Couple Hydras in the back for Snute.
Snoot's army is just not as big as it used to be, though. And it's still this upgrade advantage for Hyun as well. Here we go again, once more. Just a crazy engagement. I'm going to zoom out because the fight line is too long.
It looks like enough for Hyun, though. Snute is not going to be able to stand up to the overwhelming numbers of Roaches from Hyun. I don't think.
Coming closer, though.
As reinforcements are popping out for Snute, and somehow...
At least for now, it seems like Snute will be able to stabilize, but the reinforcements are coming in for Hyun as well. But once more... Actually, I thought we had a couple of Roaches in the turret.
Not this time.
I could have swear I saw them leave. The only time I actually do see them make their way across the map, they're not there. Hallucinations in ZVZ, pretty powerful.
Our eyes are playing tricks on us. We've seen so many Roaches today.
Here they are.
There's actually 4 Roaches all burrowed in the same spot.
Yes, they're stacked.
You could do that in Brood War with lurkers. And Terran would scan, he'd be like, oh, it's 1 lurker, and it was actually like 20. And he would run in to kill it, and everything would die. It was beautiful.
I believe you. I've played so little Brood War that it's hard for me to appreciate those little knowledge things, but I know it was an amazing game. It's so funny because before I started Warcraft 3, I didn't even know what StarCraft was. I'd never heard of it. Warcraft 3 was truly my first Blizzard game. Haven't even played Warcraft 2. But once I started, man, I never really stopped.
Yep.
Took over my life every day since that day.
Every day I'm Warcrafting.
Oh yes,
maybe every day I'm laddering.
I mean, there are a few days here and there where I didn't play a ladder game, but it's been rare.
184 supply for Hyun. He's got a 4th base. Wow. Snute does not. He's got better upgrades. Snute does not.
That was just a beautiful engagement by Hyun, and that during that fantastic fight, he was still able to send a couple of Roaches towards the 3rd base of Snute. That just blows me away. That was well done. And
30 more links, Kev.
Once more, it just saddens me, man, that we won't be able to see this handsome man in Toronto, or even just at the Red Bull. But Heck deserved that. Heck played some fantastic StarCraft early today as well. For the people just tune in wondering what we are babbling about, but it's of course WCS Premier League.
It's mostly just nonsense, guys, don't worry.
Yeah.
30 Banelings!
I feel like these two best of 3 Challenge League are like our after-hour fun show where everything just changed. And it's just like, it's the chat hour of Mr. Bitter where he's got The Undertaker and Idaho looking like toast and all the silly stuff.
That was at the top of the show, Kev.
Yeah, I know, but if you
Idaho does look like toast.
If you could, you would do it again.
I would. Montana is the Flash. It took a bite of toast out of Idaho.
No one agrees with that.
And they started running very fast. I can show you this on the map.
There are 60 Roaches on the on this map for Hyun, which is a different map than the map of America. And there are 30 Banelings in the mix once more. I don't really see a way for Snute to make this work, but I hope it does.
Rolling, rolling, rolling.
God,
Banelings are really good against Roach Hydra, and that's all she wrote for
What
Snute.
a beautiful engagement for Hyun, and what a way to close this exciting day of StarCraft.